A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is Extra Speed on King Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. This is King James YiYE, and I'm not alone. I'm with
Mmemshima King
and AôndoNase King James.
All right, so this morning our focus will be on handmade hardship. Handmade hardship. That kind of hardship that people use their own hands, to create. It's like doing a handmade card, at Christmas. So there is hardship. Some come natural, based on economic realities and all of that. But even at that, some are created by people themselves. So we'll be looking at those. And you too can be part of this. When you want to call, it's 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464. And I'm trying to put this stream on Facebook as well, so you can come here and contribute as well. Handmade hardship. So what are we looking at when we say handmade hardship? And somebody might just be wondering, so what do we have in mind, Mmemshima?
Okay. Well, I think what we have in mind is, people actually complain about things not going well, as like maybe poverty. Some people, they even tag themselves as being poor, whereas they are not, but it's what they use their own hands to go and purchase. That's what's making things difficult for them. So they complain a lot, and they also try to make other people's life miserable by borrowing, trying to acquire things from people that even they themselves, they cannot even pay, and they just tag themselves as poor people and all of that. So I think that's what we're trying to look at, what people use their hands to create for themselves.
Right, so many of such instances are there. I don't want to preempt, but of course the effect when people call, they can tell us certain things. Like what I see again, like you have a school around you, and you prefer to take your kids to a very fast school that is more expensive than the one you have around you. Reason is because your neighbor's children are there as well, and then you want to compete with them, and then you're taking your kids to those schools. The difference is you are not just going to work to those schools, bike and all of that. So it's like people are calling already, so let's listen to them. Wow, that's super loud. Turn down the volume of your radio and let's hear you when you call 08084 4275464. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. What's your name? Where you calling from? Yes, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you. What's your name? Okay.
I think we should call back.
So you call back 08084 275464, and we're trying to stream on Facebook as well. So I think we're able to start now. And you can tell us handmade poverty. Did I say poverty? Handmade hardship. Yeah. So you carry your hand, create your own problem. At the level of AôndoNase, let me ask you, do you think you're made to create that, or you just see from people around?
Like people around being people of other ages.
Yes, not your age mates, but I mean your age mates too, maybe.
Her age mates, yeah.
For my age mates, I'm not really sure. I'm not, but okay, yes, actually,
really
yes.
Sure, right?
Okay, I'm thinking. I thought of it. Yes, it's true. It's true. My age mates too, they do in
what
certain
do they
things. Let me say, I'm not sure I know how to explain it.
Okay. So it's a girl, a young girl of 16, 17, out of secondary school, and what kind of phone do they want to carry?
Okay,
and
that's
do
true.
they even have? Are they even earning money to even buy data?
Exactly.
That's
They're
true.
still waiting
Most
for
of
admission.
Yeah, but they want to also leave that. How do you even call that name?
Hi, babe.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Okay, I'm calling you from Makadi. My name is Ambrose.
Ambrose, good morning.
Yes. When
Handmade
you say
hardship. Mm-hmm.
yes, I call that self-inflicted destitution.
Self-inflicted destitution.
Destitution, yes. That's
Okay.
the harm of it. People just wake up. They are able men and women.
Mm-hmm.
They go to hang around somebody's gate.
Mm-hmm.
They are waiting for manna to come from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
They will sit there for hours,
Mm-hmm.
idle hours, productive hours, waiting for somebody to give them peanuts.
Yeah.
And these are people that are not deformed in any way.
Mm-hmm.
And just like you said, we live people's lives. We don't live our lives.
Yeah.
You are trying to copy somebody else's life. You don't know his means of livelihood. You don't know his means of acquiring wealth. And it comes from women. Jonathan's children are in that school. We too can put that. You don't know how Jonathan makes his money.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan is living his life. You should live your life. So I call that self-inflicted destitution or like man-made hardship. You are the cause of your own problem.
Exactly.
You have not cut your coat according to your cloth.
Yeah.
You are cutting your coat according to somebody else's cloth.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to sew better and the material you have is 2 yards, sew a top. Don't sew better again. Sew a top.
I like that.
A crop top.
Yes.
Thank you, Ambrose. You're welcome. So not just a
It's
top, but a
funny.
crop top.
How
yeah.
did you know crop top?
Yeah, but you told me
I
about crop
did.
top. Yeah. Otherwise, how would I have known?
I was surprised.
Yeah, extra speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. I don't want to count down to Christmas. I don't want
No,
anybody
no.
to be my enemy.
At
But
all.
just to remind you guys that is just about 28 days left to Christmas. I didn't intend to remind you, but perhaps just to keep you up to speed. And extra speed here. It causes self-inflicted destitution. I see. So handmade hardship, we just want to call it just a little this way. But seriously, let's go back to this issue of he also mentioned because your neighbor is in a particular school, your neighbor's kids are. So that school close to you, maybe if you look at it in terms of quality of what they are giving, it may even be better than the school that is far away.
That's true.
But you are forcing your kids to be there because your neighbor's kids are
Stressing
there.
your pocket as well.
Yeah, hopping on Okada.
I really loved his contribution.
Yeah.
The part I loved was when he said people would actually go to someone's gate and sit down there to just wait for them to give you peanuts. And these are very strong, masculine guys, you know, and ladies that are very active. And you go and waste your productive time, hours, sitting down there just to get 500 naira. At the end of the day, you now say how things are difficult. Instead of you wasting your time there sitting at someone's gate when the person is even relaxed or even doing something productive for his or herself, you just sit down there and waste all your productive hours there sitting down there. It doesn't make sense to me at all.
All right. 08084275464. That's 08084275464 is extra speed. You can call and contribute. We're looking at those difficulties, the hardship that people use their hands to create by themselves, especially trying to be like others. Or trying to please society. Now, look at small families with 2 cars. We were watching this Nigerian YouTube movies the other day. Yeah. And this man and this wife, just 2 of them.
Yeah.
And they are going out at the same time. They're always in a hurry.
Yeah.
What's the name of the
movie?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Do you know,
YouTube
funnily
movie.
enough, I don't even put my mind on the movie.
Yeah.
I just think I just get attracted to the pictures or the posters and I like, let's watch this, you know.
Exactly.
But
So this guy and the wife, they are going to work at the same time. They are hopping into 2 different cars.
Yeah.
And then they come back at the same time.
the same
Then
time.
I'm just wondering
why?
why. Yeah. Because if you are coming back at the same time, you're working in the same place. Otherwise, it's the other one's workplace before the others. It means they should drop one.
Yes,
And then you continue.
exactly.
So there are small families that sometimes the husband is not even going anywhere, or the wife is not going anywhere. Perhaps he's only going to Sunday, and the man does not go anywhere. You guys don't need 2 cars.
Exactly.
But you see them, they have 2. And then one takes kids to school. What is happening now is everybody leaves their cars behind.
Packed, yeah.
It's packed, and then they hop on bikes. They're hiding. Or you see them with 1 gallon of petrol.
Yeah, to just come and put in their car.
So they calculate where
difficult.
1 gallon can take them to. Am I saying 1 gallon? 1 liter.
1 liter.
Yeah, 1 liter can take them to where in America they could say gallons, but here's 1 liter could take them to. And then coming the other way, they just manage that 1 liter.
That's true. But one funny thing for me is that at times I try to think, like, is it even worth it with the calculation? Because dropping your kids at school and then hopping on a bike, how much are you going to pay to get back home? And still getting a bike to come back to school, to come and carry the kids in the car. So I'm still thinking, it doesn't really make sense.
I think
to
what
me.
works there is this: one man drives the car with little fuel in it, maybe 1 liter to school, and the kids are like, you see, 4, 5, 6 actually. So assuming that they were all going to be on a bike, perhaps they're counting or calculating the risk and the cost of 4 kids being on a bike with the parents.
Okay.
So when they drop 1 car with maybe 1 liter, is taking them to school. So they leave the kids that they can hop on a bike and
go home.
So it's cheaper.
Then come back.
They come back
and pick them. And go home.
So perhaps they're spending maybe 1,000 naira on a bike, and another 1,000 plus buying 1 liter of fuel. Perhaps they can take them 2 ways. So that's going to be like 2,000 plus. But coming one way with the kids, perhaps they're more than a bike. I don't know how they charge.
So doing that every day, at the end of the day, if you sit down and calculate what you're spending.
So they have created the hardship.
Yeah, they have.
Using their hands. Because, as I said, there are schools in every neighborhood. So there is likelihood of that school giving you what your kids need.
But
actually.
again, exactly. But again, some people, they just feel like, okay, those schools around the neighborhood are not like the standard of what they want their own
That is
kids
where you say that they're creating the hardship.
to be,
They're creating the hardship.
I understand. Yeah, I understand to a point. But at times some people, don't want to just even jeopardize when it comes to their children's education at all. So that's the reason why they want to take their kids somewhere else.
I have seen this. While taking a walk, we have seen that some kids are going into a neighborhood. There is a school there. Some are getting out of that neighborhood and crossing a highway.
Yes.
So the ones that are going in there, all of you look the same with uniforms and everything. So I am telling you that in most cases, the standard is the same, if not better. But people are creating this handmade hardship because they want to belong to the other side.
Class of people.
Exactly. I have seen a lot of that. But anybody can call and dispute that. 08084275464. That's 08084275464. Call us now and contribute on this handmade hardship. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Are we calling from?
My name is Fanan. I'm calling in Makodi.
Right, Fanan. So go on. Let's hear you.
I've been enjoying your conversation. And I think I want to agree to some extent.
And disagree to some
extent. And I want to dispute, when you see about schools in the neighborhood, the lady in the studio said something there that is quite very, very sensitive. Talking about standard. I wish I could mention the name of a particular school in my neighborhood. However, I don't think that would be too ideal.
No, don't mention it.
The other day, I took a walk to that school. Someone that did not go through S3 was there
Teaching.
teaching. And then primary 1, 2 were combined in one class.
Wow.
How do you deliver lessons conveniently in such an environment? So if you are someone in that neighborhood that wish to enroll your children in such a school because of the proximity, but looking at what
they're given,
you will have no other choice than taking them to that school that is not in your neighborhood, but at least you will have value for what you are paying for. And I want to agree that yes, to some extent we have created hardship for ourselves. You see, our choices sometimes do not go in line with our income.
that's true.
But today I saw someone going out wearing a particular brand of shoe, and I want to get that shoe.
Yeah.
Not knowing how he must have gotten the money or the shoe itself. Take for example, maybe a pair of shoes that goes for 50,000. Maybe my income is 40,000, and I want to get that shoe at all cost.
So you do contribution.
Or even borrow.
You go borrow, which is the easiest thing people do around.
Exactly.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, you
they lend
left
with
with the
interest
troubles
or paying
of
back.
paying back. Sometimes with an interest.
Of course, it should be with an interest.
So that is the self-inflicted. Okay, you said self-created, right?
Yes.
Something.
Handmade. Handmade.
Handmade. Yeah, handmade.
Hardship.
Oh, I think the first caller actually said
Or
something that,
self-inflicted destitution. That's what,
yeah,
that's how
we
he
need to
called it.
cut our code according to our material, like he rightly said. And I think if people are actually listening to this, it will help them a lot.
Especially as Christmas is coming, right?
I was discussing with a woman in my daughter's school, and she said a chicken now is 12,000. How much will it be by December? Her children must eat chicken. And then I told her that, look, me, I am already planning to go for catfish.
Oh, okay.
So why must it be chicken?
Yeah.
Change the narrative. Go for something you can afford.
Yeah. That's true. All right. I hope they are listening.
Yeah.
And thank you for
And the advice
contributing.
would
Yeah,
stick
exactly.
as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
That would help.
Thank you so
Thank you very
much.
much. You're welcome.
you.
So we keep saying this, and these are people talking. So they're the real people. The issue of school, maybe I shouldn't dwell so much on it. But of course, there are some people that I know that they have a better school within the neighborhood.
Yeah, if you just go around and do your research, I think there should be.
Yeah.
You know. there
So
should
we
be.
always talk and refer to ourselves. So when we first took our kids to a school here around Judges Quarters, it's a school owned by the Catholic Church. And we believe that Catholic Church's schools are not primarily for making money, but for giving quality education. So we enrolled, and people were looking at us like, this
didn't know what
JJCs,
we're
we
doing.
didn't know what we're doing, you know, but we knew, you know. So the school, some people think it's a school for house helps and all of that, but we took our kids there, you know. So these are the things. So some people, for them, it's something they can't even afford, but they just assume that their level is above certain. So they are
Exactly.
creating that hardship. That's what we're talking about. So many things are coming up. We want you to call yourselves and say them 08084275464. That's 08084275464. It's extra speed and it's handmade hardship. Those problems that people create by themselves. Even going back to AôndoNase, she seemed not to remember. I don't know.
I think she did.
Okay.
She did, yeah. We're talking about, I don't know, but let her say, because I think they have stages. They have high class babes, the middle class, and the poor one.
Not until after the score.
Okay, no problem. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
I am Chief Tefako, calling you from Makodi.
Okay.
To be precise.
Right, Chief Tefa, good morning. Welcome. Bosun.
You bring so beautiful and educating programs, and this is wonderful.
Thank you.
Actually, we are supposed to cut our coat or our materials according to our sizes. Be it education, be it our personal belongings, even our meals.
Yeah.
As it stands these days, we don't need to pretend. We don't need to say, oh, this, that. We just have to look at the reality of life now and ensure that we'll come back. Even train our children to understand the reality. Actually, life is like that. If you go back, some of us are above 50 now. If you go back to those days, these times have been like that, even during our times.
Yeah.
Things were difficult. And we have to learn our lessons. If we don't, then we keep inflicting all these hardships on ourselves and thinking we are doing the right thing.
That's
I
true.
went to a public school. And people look at public school these days as if it's nothing. Thank God for His Excellency who has come and taken us back to that level. Look, our schools are coming up beautifully. I don't need any nursery school or whatever in the name of any private school. If there's a public school within my domain and I can take my children there, why not? I don't need to look for. Look, the times are hard. There is no pretense on anything now. Some of us used to take 3 square meals. Some days we go on 2, and even those 2 is barely sometimes manage to get to that level. We need to give our children education, good education, and good living. If we don't discipline ourselves, honestly, where are we going to be tomorrow? The Bible have told us all these things. The hard times are yet to come. This is just the beginning. We need to. This program is very good. Educate the people. We need to, my brother. We need to.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Very wonderful program. I wish people should all go to Accent and be listening to this.
Thank you.
They should.
Wonderful program. I like you for that.
Thank you. You're welcome. Right.
You just keep setting our pace, It's good.
Thank you.
Good. So,
Awesome.
this is a wonderful program.
Thank you so much.
All right. So it's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. An extra speed here. This is King James YiYE together with
Mmemshima King.
And AôndoNase King James.
Right. So you can call us now. That's 08084 275464. 08084 275464. If you used your own hands to create hardship for yourself and you realized and you have given up and your life is better, people can learn from it as well. So when you call, you tell us. But we are looking at handmade hardship, the kind of hardship that you use your own hand to create. You make it yourself.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been there, but you've made it.
Made it.
Just like Chief Tefa has said.
Yeah.
Public schools, RCM this, LGEA this. By the way, LGEA, you guys know the full meaning?
Funnily enough, I don't know.
Okay, it's Local Government Education Authority.
Okay.
I knew there was local government.
Yeah, the L definitely stands for local.
So those schools, managed at a local government level, RCM, Roman Catholic Mission, those schools, they've been there. So these are the schools that we went to. Nothing like private school.
Yeah.
Nothing
fancy
like
names,
nursery school. They bring all the beautiful names in the whole world, and then they bring the names, expensive uniforms, books you write inside. You can't keep for anybody coming behind.
That's true.
Yeah. And then the other schools, the LGEAs and the RCMs, real teachers were employed.
That's very true.
Real teachers with education background, teaching methodology background are the ones employed. So they're the ones teaching in those schools. unlike what was it, Ambrose that called?
Yeah.
That was saying that in his neighborhood, he went
No,
on.
funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
As someone who hasn't even written their SSC, it's teaching there. And we know that it's still happening now.
Yes, it's
Secondary
happening
schools in
very
this
well.
Makodi.
Yeah,
This secondary school, once you just leave SS3,
they just employ you back.
yes, the teachers who are teaching your children are the ones that just left SS3. In case you don't know, in this same Makodi,
I'm telling you.
we have the facts.
Yeah.
You to find out. We don't need to mention the names now.
At all.
But I repeat, the ones that just left SS3 now are teaching your children in Makodi.
I'm telling you, it's so pathetic. I was really thinking, is it because of payment, like salary? Maybe that's why
cheap
they are
labor.
exactly. Thank you. That's cheap labor, So that's why they just feel giving those children that opportunity to do those things. For them, it's an opportunity.
It's not an
No, for
opportunity.
them, it's an opportunity. I'm now a teacher. That name, not a student
How
anymore.
much are they paying them?
At times they don't even pay them.
AôndoNase, one of your mates is also teaching. How much are they paying her?
Well, according to what she told me, 20,000.
I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that.
Nobody's going
And
to
they will
give her
never tell you the
20,000.
truth.
Yeah.
But one thing that struck me when Chief Tainer called was that he said something about training your children to see the reality. And I think that's where parents are lacking that. We don't train our children. We just try to just give them whatever they ask for, instead of us to tell them that, no, you've already eaten. I don't need to buy this shawarma or pizza or this snack for you. It's not necessary at this point. This is the reality of life. So you have to discipline yourself now as a child, so that when you grow up, there will be no stress for you. You don't need to start borrowing to be who you are not. So I like that part that he said.
Exactly. The same thing with, I think Fanan mentioned that a neighbor is already saying that my children must eat chicken. Now, medium-sized chicken, I don't know whether it's medium-sized or small one.
They claim it's big, but it's not, because I actually saw something like that, chicken 12K, and I was like, wow, 12K.
It's not news. Last year it was as well.
Last year it was 10K.
It was
last
10,
year,
yes, but some people sold at more than 10. But let's say it was 10. So he is saying this is November has 3 more days to go, meaning that once it is December, there will be a price hike.
Yeah.
I mean, we are just predicting the bad days, but that's how they happen in Nigeria. Elsewhere, people give discount, holiday discount. In Nigeria, they just hike
They
prices.
hike it, yes.
Holiday increment, yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So you are likely going to have chicken price rise in December, and you're already saying your children must. Now you know that January is coming for school fees,
Thank you.
and all those things. You see some ridiculous hairstyles that you see children roaming about with oily faces
I'm
and
telling
going about
you.
begging people for
For
money.
money, and parents are aware of that, but they allow their children to go to the streets and do that, and it's so pathetic. Just like our kids, I told them there's nothing like school Christmas party. It's not necessary. Stay at home. I will get a movie and play for you guys, but you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what are you going to even achieve?
Then
You can
every
still
year-
catch that fun at home.
Yeah.
So why should I take you for a Christmas party?
And buy a new dress.
Exactly.
They give you a dress code.
Yeah, exactly.
So they are making things and then people want to follow. And a lot of people, as we are saying, people listening to us, the reality. If you go to schools now, parents are parking their cars. The school parking lot is filled with
It's
cars.
filled
People
up.
are not able to drive to school and drive back
home.
before they will come and pick their kids. That's a 4-round trip, I think, or you come to school, you drop the kids, you
That's
go back,
4, yeah.
you come, and that's 4. So they are not able to do that. So they are cutting the other 2 and converting it to Okada. The children don't even know. They are thinking that their parents came early. Your parents didn't go anywhere. They didn't take that car.
That's enough.
No, it's not enough. It's handmade hardship.
Yeah,
People are
that's
putting
handmade
themselves into
hardship.
this.
That's true. That's very
Your neighbor
true.
is thinking that you are driving. It's killing themselves.
And one thing that baffles
You're
me
parking
is
your car, hopping on the
borrowing.
bike, yeah?
You borrow to try to buy a car that you are not up to. It doesn't make sense to me. Why should I
You
get
borrow to buy fuel.
exactly? You borrow to buy food.
You borrow to take it to mechanic.
Exactly. You borrow to take yourself out, or you borrow to do one. Why are you doing that?
It's
Then
handmade hardship.
at the end of the day, you now pick a quarrel with that person that you borrowed the money from. So how does that make sense?
It doesn't. Okay, so on Facebook, Wadipa Tezunwa Bernard says, "Good morning, Mmemshima King, the radio queen. Good morning, AôndoNase King, the radio angel. Good morning, King James, the radio wizard."
Okay.
So I'm the one that is a witch. That's
Okay, the wizard.
it's been a while. Hoping to see you guys soon. Yeah. Okay. He's saying that if people are watching, they should share the broadcast. Exactly. Share the broadcast, and we don't intend to change your life, but it might just change you.
Of course.
From where you're listening to others. 08084 275464. 08084 275464. Call us now and tell us if you have experience. If you must mention your neighbor, don't mention their name. Just tell
Where
us.
you pick a fight.
Yeah, handmade hardship. So, Mmemshima, handmade hardship is so much. But I think you were asking AôndoNase something before a call came in. Right.
Yes. Now that I actually thought of it, apart from maybe getting phones that they are not up to, like even their parents can't afford for them, or other things, even sometimes even the choice of university, they would be like, I don't want to go to this university, I want to go to this private university, and the school fees is millions, and they know that times are hard for even them and their parents, but even their parents go along with them maybe to please them or something, and they still agree and still allow that, yes, you would go to this private university. And sometimes I think you should try and understand with their parents at least.
Well. As you said, their parents also try to please them.
Yes, their parents also try to please them. They go
Okay,
along
so
with
the
it.
whole idea of bringing a Benue State University, for instance, it will take care of that huge percentage of Benue students that were not able to get admissions into those federal universities. Now, what is BSU not offering that you want to study? Exactly. So if you leave BSU to go and study BA English at a Madonna University or Ahmadu Bello University or a private university that is so expensive, what sense does that make?
I don't know.
You understand? So, but the parents also, as AôndoNase says, the parents also are now playing to please the kids nowadays. Perhaps not to please the kids, but to brag.
My child is
going to this university. They call one name. My child is going to Speed University.
Speed University. Yeah, hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
All right, Akaya Ernest.
Okay, Akaya Ernest. Okay, go on.
Yeah, I'm calling Delta State.
Right.
Oh, Delta, okay. Go on, talking about handmade hardship.
Are you serving in Delta State? What are you doing there?
Huh?
Are you working or you are doing NYC or what? What are you doing there?
Yeah, I just finished serving recently.
All right, so go ahead and tell the
Congratulations.
experience. Congrats, yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you. That's a very wonderful topic.
Thank you.
Like when I was growing up, I was just giving insight of what happened to my parents. When I was growing up in my childhood, when we were in the primary school, just like to talk about I was still in primary school then. So when we were growing up, like during, especially this time around, this Christmas time, our mother would be like, after we go to the village and then we farm Benesi and all of that, rice and all of that. Okay, during this particular time, our mother would advise us that not go and spread this, because by January you are going to pay your school fees.
Exactly.
So we look at our neighbors, me and my other brother, we look at our neighbor. My other brother will say, look, see what in this people do to their children. Mommy cannot buy this thing, or mommy cannot buy this. And mommy will be crying. And my mommy is a type that even if you are crying, she doesn't care.
Oh, wow. I like that.
All of us.
In as much as she knows the truth, she doesn't care. My only mother can pamper us, like she will use advice like, look, if your mommy do this, don't be angry, and we come down here, will do this for you. If you give us promise. You understand? So when my mommy will say, look, I'm helping you. It's just that we don't know it now. It's tomorrow that we know. So there was a particular time that one of our neighbors could not be able to afford the school fees of their children, and later, our mommy went to our school and paid our school. That one we were in secondary school. She paid our school fees. And then she was like, okay, do you see what happened to your neighbor? He said, what happened? He said the children are at home. Why you are in school here?
Yeah.
And she bought us akara in the morning. He said, eat this akara. If you eat finish, I will tell you something. And, he said, are you not happy where you are today?
Yeah.
What happened if you sold this rice and you spend the money then during Christmas time?
Yeah.
Then, by January for you to resume back to school, you will now be looking for where to get money and pay your school. So that is we use our hand, just like you said, we use our hand to make our problems sometimes.
Yeah.
So don't look at lifestyle that other people are living. Just like know where you're coming from and what you have. Learn to manage it.
That's true.
Like where I am today, I'm so happy because each time I hear, that's why when I was in data here and I saw acting radio, I was like, oh, there's a radio musician and there's a very proud honor for me to be communicating with people at home. But we talk about a lot, about our language and all of that, so I'm so happy.
Thank you. We're
you
happy.
so much, Ernest.
We're happy we're making you happy. Thank you. Thank you very much. So you see, very good. Perhaps, is that what Chief Tefa was saying?
Yeah, that same thing.
Yeah,
he was saying
we should train our children.
Yeah, we should train our children about reality,
Yes.
you know, and I like that.
So for
Ernest,
yes, the parents actually try.
Yeah,
We have a caller here.
Okay, sorry. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Jerry. I'm calling from North Bank.
Okay, Jerry. Good morning. Talking about
Good
handmade
morning.
hardship.
Handmade hardship. Yes, a good topic. I love that. I'm trying to look at something. When I came across this topic, I'm looking at something. I said, whatever condition we find ourselves, there is always adjustment in life. Whether you are in plenty, you have to adjust. Whether you are in a lack, you have to adjust. So we parents of today, we need to learn this adjustment program very well. Even if you have plenty, adjust to the normal. If you lack, adjust to normal. So that these vices of making our children feel like everything is, is for them. Because they grow up to find out that really the life is actually for them. It's only when they are young, they think that anything they request from their parents, they will get it. But when they grow up, in reality, you find out that life is not just about you alone. We have to always adjust. In those days, we do this Christmas thing with utmost good faith. But today, people don't have good faith. Your child can go out, they give him something else, and you start misbehaving. You may not know they have used him for something. So today, no good faith again in life. So we need to just adjust seriously so that we know that this thing is necessary, this thing is not necessary. Whatever is unnecessary in our life, we tell our children to keep it off. Necessity is the mother of invention. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much,
You're welcome. So from his voice, I know that is Major Jerry at Saga retired.
Okay.
So, but if you ask him, going to the military and getting up to the level of Major, but he must have attended either an LGEA or RCM. So those humble beginnings too have taken people to very high heights and they have achieved.
That's true.
But something is happening with this generation that they are living a competitive life. They want to be what their neighbors are. So many things that we've talked about here. Some places people are staying to their office is not far. It's actually not far.
Yes.
And they drive because they don't want neighbors to think things are difficult for them up to the point that they can't drive. But if you walk to your place of work and then walk back home, it means that you are even keeping fit. So why do you want to drive to please who?
I don't know. Our last caller, Jerry, Major Jerry, yeah. He said one thing that struck me. He said, whatever condition you find yourself, you have to adjust. It just brought a flashback to me because I remember when we came back from Ghana in 99, the first thing my dad told I and my sister was,
this is not.
Everything has changed, Now, you don't have any house help or any cook or anybody that will do this for you. You just have to adjust. And
this is not Accra.
Yes,
this is Abuja.
Exactly. And it was we just switched immediately, because one thing again is that I thank my mother and our house help. She would just tell us something whenever she's going home during the weekend to stay with her family. She would tell us to please take care of her kitchen for her. And my mom too was always putting us on our toes as well, that we are girls. We shouldn't look at it that because we have people around us, we cannot do some certain things. So we adjusted our life already, even when we were there. So when we came back and my dad said that, it was another like, okay, now this is the full reality. But thank God we were already prepared for it. When he made that statement, I was like, I think parents, we are really not talking to our children. We sacrifice too much and we borrow to make our children comfortable, so they don't know the reality of life. So you find these kids, when they are growing up, they also want to live that lifestyle, and when they don't have it and their parents cannot give to them, they just do anything to get that money just to feel comfortable.
Exactly. Handmade hardship. Hello, good morning.
Very good morning to you, presenter.
Morning to you. Yes. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Alfred Udose Nongo.
Right, Alfred Udose
I'm
Nongo.
calling
Good morning.
from. Yes, I'm calling from.
Right. So let's hear you on handmade hardship.
Yeah. Let me first of all sincerely appreciate you. That is, when I mean you, I'm talking of the entire aspect.
Thank you.
Yes, I really want to appreciate you. Always keep programs that future programs on the radio that are very, very good. That can working people, like some of us, like me. Let me talk of myself.
Yeah.
Yes. So this program is very, very deep, and I must recommend. And I like the way you, you bring out programs that are in fact, you put program with calculative accuracy. Let me use that word with calculative accuracy. Underline that word. The word
calculative accuracy. Yes, underline.
Accuracy. Yes. So now, when you talk of handmade, yes, I agree with you.
I think he needs to call back. It isn't. So change your position and call back. It's asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. It's extra speed here, and it's a whole family. It's me, King James YiYE, and you,
Mmemshima King.
And AôndoNase King James.
Right. So we are all here, and you too can call 08084275464. That's 08084275464. I think you should find the best spot where you are, where you have strong network, and then call us so that it wouldn't be distorted. 08084275464. We are looking at handmade hardship. Our first caller called it self-inflicted destitution. Yeah. So these are the problems that people create with their own hands. Their lives would have been better. They would have had less suffering and hardship.
That's true.
If only they followed simple rules of nature.
Yeah, of nature.
Yeah, simple rules of nature. All fingers are not the same. It's a simple rule of nature.
Yeah.
So people want to please their neighbors.
That's true.
So let's go back to what. Okay, we have a call here.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, I call back Alfred.
All right, Alfred, go on. Yeah.
Yes. So we really create, use our hands to create hardship for ourselves in different ways. I take myself as example. I school in a religious primary school in a village in Conchalococo. That is where I school. And during that time, you discover that even our uniform will have holes at the back, and some person will be saying you put eyes at the back. That you have eyes on the front and at the back. So you see, children will be finding your trouble that time. Without even slippers. But we attend this primary school, attended this primary school, and from primary school to the secondary school, where I think my last school fees was 45 naira. That is when I paid last school. That was 45 naira in government secondary school, Gungu, in that local.
Yeah.
There, I took in, but some days, some years, then I come back, and I happened to gain, to be employed. So the federal government with one of the security agents.
Yeah.
And so that was in 2012 when I was listed to call. So and it was the same year that I got married. So I was creating this handmade hardship for myself. I didn't know.
Thank God he admitted.
Yes, I didn't know. I had to I borrowed to the extent that I went to bank and obtained a soft loan from my bank to go and cultivate rice. In Boko local government. So when I cultivated, there was a drop that came. Then the rice dry up. I even took the bank there to see.
Show them, yeah.
So they now mortgage. That they use my salary to
pay back.
the correct run. Yes, to pay back. So they were cutting. So you see, and I was not meeting, the pain. I was able to pay the dues in my house again. They have to borrow again. Begin to borrow to go, and then all this sharp. That was compounding problem. Then one day I started to say, what am I doing to myself? I now call my wife and my 2 children. The other one was 4 years. The other one was 5 years, and the other one was just 2 years. So I called them and tell them, see, things have to be, and I want to go to school. And that was in 2007. Let me go back to the university, because if I didn't go back to school, what is you seeing today is just more. What you will see in the future will be bigger. So I called them, then go back to school. I went back to school to Benue State University, and I have graduated in 2023. So
last year.
Yes. So up to today, I have not gotten my result and then my exemption letter.
Wow.
Yes. But see what God will do. They have converted me from that grade level 5 to grade level 8.
And then with minimum
wage. Without any paper.
With minimum wage.
Yes, they without any paper. I didn't show anything, but I only collected a letter from the head of department.
Yeah,
that is a recommendation letter.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
So it has worked for you. Yeah.
So now, my children are in Holy Rosary International Nursery Primary School, which they are going after Road 30, where they stand, going to catch. That school is there.
Yeah.
So my now my wife was saying that what can I put for these children in the head?
Okay. His line has gone again, but I think he has said what he has to say. So many of these issues, sometimes even in the school, as he's saying, intentionally, it was to do farm that he borrowed. So it didn't appear as if it was a bad thing, but it turned out. Let's see how this caller. Yes. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Who do we have here?
You are talking to Comrade Oduetatingu.
Comrade Oduetatingu, good morning.
Honor to fire extension.
Yes, good to hear from you. Handmade hardship.
Yes, I'm happy to hear that discussion. Me, I grew up, we are 8 in number. I have 7 siblings. And our father was a pizza farmer. So he taught us that we should cut our clothes according to our sizes. But now they say cut your clothes according to your money. So during Xmas time, in short, we always eat rice once in a year. Just as during Christmas. What he does is that we will go and watch things like Mmemshima. And that will give us a kind of pleasure.
Yes.
So when I had my kids, They say they don't want to go to BSc. So I asked them, do you have any scholarship? They said no. I told them I'm an ordinary civil servant. I'm not a politician. Any politician, not all their children go to private universities. They said, but most of their mates are going to private universities. When you go to BSU, you stay there more than the required number of years you're supposed to stay in the university. I said, but this is what my income can afford. So I've been able to educate them to know that I'm not a big man as they hear. And they're comfortable with that now. Now, what is actually giving some people a problem is that they want to compete with people that are above them.
That's true.
They don't want to live according to their income. They want, Mr. A is doing this, so let me do it. And in the long run, it becomes a problem. I have a neighbor, he said we should not call names. But he decided to make his children to believe that he was a big man. All the schools he wanted the children to attend were big schools. Now, all of them have dropped. And I've taken them to worse schools now. There's a lot of crisis in that house now. Because the children say they cannot go back to that lower status. So what I'm advising people is that you should take time with your children, with your family, and educate them that things have changed. Things are not as usual. The problem people are having now is that they want to satisfy their families, they want to satisfy the people, not satisfy themselves.
That's true.
And that's the problem we're having in the society. I'm competing with somebody who doesn't have any relationship with. Mr. A is doing this, so I should do something better. And they go into borrowing. So I know a neighbor, a co-worker that borrows from credit direct, borrows from this direct, borrows from here, local farm, everywhere he goes, he borrows. So he doesn't even stay at home because either one person is coming to look for his or her money or that. So I'm advising parents and whoever is listening to us that please live according to your income and let your children know that you are not as big as they think. Because any child thinks the parents are the biggest on earth.
That's true.
So it is left for the parents to convince the children that please, I'm not that kind of person you are thinking. I'm not complaining with Mr. B.
That's true.
This is the level I can go. This is what I can afford. And then you should be sincere about it. That's all. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's
I like
very
that.
sincere.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's very sincere. And that is how it is. Your children naturally think you have all the money.
All the money.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But you need to let them know that it's not as rosy as it
they
is.
think. Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Samson Blair, SBL.
Okay, go on. We're talking about.
All of you there.
Okay.
SBL.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Handmade hardship.
Handmade hardship. In fact, I was about to say what the last speaker said. In fact, he said everything about handmade hardship. All I need to add, or I want to add, is that we should encourage ourselves to actually believe in ourselves. They say no condition is permanent, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is always a point in your life where you reach the Rubicon. You must make a big breakthrough if you work very hard and depend on what you are due for. For instance, you cannot be working as a civil servant on a low grade level and then expect to live like a person who is a contractor all over the country, who does contracts all over the country. The kind of friends we also keep determine if we use our own hands to create hardship or these handmade hardships. You see, I have friends, let me say across board, I have people around me who are rich, others are not so rich, they are in all categories. But I know that they are not me and I am not them.
Yeah.
So I try my best to live according to what the Lord God has blessed me with.
That's true.
It's not for you to see that this man is wearing a pair of shoes worth 30,000 naira, and then you go and take your whole what do you call it, minimum wage, you go and buy the same shoe. What will you eat in the house?
I don't know.
Okay, you see a friend of yours uploading pictures with his kids at Mr. Biggs, at Chicken Republic, eating pizzas and all those other funny stuff that they eat there. And then you come back and start looking for loans to take your own children there too. It it doesn't work that way. You end up creating problems for yourself. Not just for yourself, but for the family. Because by the time you are not able to live up to the expectation that you already created for the family, then you have created more problems than you intended to solve in the first place. So I want to thank the last speaker and the presenters of this program. You are doing a very wonderful job. Please keep keeping us on our toes in this society.
Right.
God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you.
All right.
Right. So very wonderful, isn't it?
I like it.
Yeah. You know, people creating these things themselves, and it's unfortunate.
It is.
And well, people are advising each other. And I think it's something. Can we take this call quickly? Can the person be fast?
Okay. Hello. Good morning.
It's a drop call.
Okay.
All right. So, in summary, what people are saying is, okay, can we take this one? Can the person be brief? Yes.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
You say what?
Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay. So, let's just summarize and leave. Time is up already. You know, so what people are saying basically, few things. You know, Christmas is coming, for instance, and we keep counting down and reminding people.
Yes.
What SBL has said. Just imagine a whole lot of before SBL borrowing to go and do one thing, borrowing to even take your kids to an eatery, and people are actually doing this.
Exactly. There are even some people that are even planning to borrow to take care of the Christmas.
Exactly.
You know,
it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's time to say bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.
King Radio 98.5